I've been delaying this haul for a very long time. Well, like a week. Hi guys, welcome back. Now today we are doing another weekly book haul, and I've been putting this off for a 1 week because I wanted to accumulate my mail again because I didn't want to make multiple weekly haul videos, and B, I just wanted more content on my channel that didn't involve a lot of hauls. I know a lot of you guys are a big fan of my hauls because obviously my hauls have the most views, and I enjoy telling you guys about all the new books that I received from publishers that are either coming out in the new year or within coming out in the next couple of months. I find it's a great way to talk about the books and new releases, so I'm not too ashamed of making a lot of haul videos. The problem is that I think a lot of people have been asking me to do a lot of unhaul videos, and I'm not saying that I'm going to be, I feel attacked and that's why like I'm not making them. It's because really I do unhaul books, not that much because I'm freaking lazy and I don't like going through my shelves because it gives me a headache. But once in a blue moon, I tend to clean out my shelves and unhaul a box of books. And yesterday was a great example of that. So I actually unhauled one shelf of my books and I put them in a box and I'm ready to donate them to a secondhand charity shop near my house. But the reason why I don't make unhaul videos is because the reason behind the books that I'm giving away is not like a juicy tidbit that you need to know. It's really just, it's not my style. So a lot of publishers like to send me a lot of books that I never requested for, so they're very unsolicited. Or a lot of publicity groups like to send me books that are unsolicited, and I don't have an interest for them. So what I really do is that I unhaul them because I don't have time to read some books that I'm not interested in reading. I would talk about them. I would make sure that a lot of my viewers and my audience know about these books that might be of interest for them, but it's definitely not an interest for me. And then after that, a certain period of time, I decide to let them go and go off to a reader who might enjoy. This week, I've got a lot of books from a lot of my favorite publishers. I got some from Penguin Random House Canada. I got some from HarperCollins Canada. I got some from Canada's biggest bookstore, Indigo, and I've also got some from Harlequin, and I'll have a couple of books that I bought myself as well as some books that I got from my friends. So I actually recently came back from a book miss. So me and my friends, the book bloggers here in Toronto, one of the book bloggers decided to invite me this year to their annual Christmas dinner, and I can't thank them enough. It was a great time. We spent a lot of time discussing books and like relevant culture and games. We had an activity where it was basically you trade your books or you give away books. So the first two books that I grabbed from my friends' piles are actually ARCs, and this is actually an ARC of Nina Bocci's Meet Me on Love Lane. This book actually comes out this year in 2019, and it's from Gallery Books. It looks like it's going to be a great, cute little romance. I've seen Nina Bocci before on my Instagram feed, and I was always curious of reading her books, but unfortunately Simon Schuster didn't have any of ARCs available here in Canada, so I couldn't request or read any of her books. So I'm excited to read her second novel from them. So the next book that I got from my friends is another ARC, and this is from Gallery Books again, or Simon Schuster. This one's from Tiff Marcello, and it's called Once Upon a Sunset, and I really like the cover of this book. I think I've heard of this author before. I think she wrote a novel last year or this year that recently came out that I never had a chance of reading as well because I was just a little bit too busy. But the book that she wrote is actually The Key to Happily After. I think a lot of people on Instagram told me that that book was very misleading because it had a very cute cover on it, but it focused more on the sisters rather than the romance. So they were expecting a full out romantic comedy, but they were left to a woman's fiction novel. Me personally, I said this before and I said this again, but I sometimes am in a mood for women's fiction, and I'm totally okay with books not having too much romance. So this book is about a high-powered surgeon named Diana, but she is kicked out of her hospital for making this decision that nobody agrees with, and I don't know if it impacts the patient or not. She and her mother Margot finds a box of letters that seem like it's from her grandmother and her grandfather, and they're left to their own devices to figure out the mystery in their family. So the next stack of books are also all books that I got from my friends. They had a lot of ARC copies that they didn't need anymore or finished copies, so they were up for grabs and I grabbed them, and I'm very excited about all of them. So the first book that I want to talk about is Eliza and Her Monsters. Now, my friend Jessica actually read this book fairly recently. I think she read it last month and she absolutely adored it, and I was like, okay, if Jessica likes it, then I definitely will give it a try and hopefully I'll like it as well. It is a YA fiction novel. This is the story of a young girl named Eliza, and Eliza is actually a very popular web cartoonist. Like, she writes very popular web cartoons and she is a mega superstar on the internet community. Then she keeps it anonymous because she doesn't want the attention to be on her. When her identity is revealed, she is flustered and she has to figure out how to live her life. And also she meets a boy named Wallace that recently moved into the school. So the next book that I picked up from my friends is Internet Famous by Danica Stone, and this book is actually from the Swoon Reads series. Now, I don't know too much about this book, but I think it's about a online romance and it's about like quirky characters. This is another YA contemporary romance novel that I'm definitely excited to read. So the next book that I picked up from my friends is another ARC copy of The Birds and the Bees and You and Me. This book actually released way back in January 2019, so it's totally available for you guys to purchase. This book has been catching my eye for a very long time. Every time I go to the bookstore, I always see this book and I always want to grab it and I always want to buy it, but I never had the chance. But this one, I can tell from the title that it's already going to be about young adolescents and them figuring out their bodies and them figuring out the deed. Now, the last book that I picked up from my friends is actually Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I believe that's how you say his name. I actually don't know. But my friend, I think Simone, it has to be Simone, or somebody on Instagram has read this book and she absolutely loved it. Lots of people have been talking a lot about it, and I know nothing about it except for that I think it's a creepy, mysterious thriller novel that I am totally intrigued about. I'm not going to read the synopsis because I just kind of want to walk into it not knowing what it is about and having it scare the bejeebies out of me. So I am intrigued by this novel, and of course it's a finished hardcover, and I'm so grateful for my friend for gifting me this book. So the package that I received actually just like 20 minutes ago is from Penguin Random House Canada, and I'm so excited to show you the package because I already opened it and I already know what book it is. But it is Undercover Bromance by Lyssa Kay Adams. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with this series, it's about a group of guys who are trying to win back their loves of their lives through romance novels. They have a super secret book club where they read a lot of romance fictions from different genres like historical romance, thriller and suspense, contemporary romance, and they try to learn the lessons from the characters so that they can live a good life with their significant others. So I'm excited to read Undercover Bromance because I feel like that this book is going to be a very funny read. Her first novel was very funny. Like, these boys just joke around with each other a lot and they're very straight-laced, but then they also have very sarcastic, dry humor that makes me chuckle. So I'm totally excited to read this one. So the next package that I received is actually from Book Depository. I bought this book myself because I had a book binging buy where I bought 7 books by myself because I had no control. It is The Prenup by Lauren Lane. Now, this one is the UK edition. The American edition is actually just white and it's just paper and it's just like a peeled piece of paper design that says The Prenup on it. I could have bought that from Amazon for the same price as this one, which was $13, but I decided not to because I wanted a prettier edition. So I decided to wait like a week and a half more to buy this edition, and I like this edition more. I love Lauren Lane. Lauren Lane is a great author. She writes fantastic series, and I always want to read all her books all in one. So the next package that I received is actually from St. Martin's Press, and I requested this novel because I saw a lot of hype on it on Instagram and I really wanted to know what this is about, and it came in this like beautiful case. Wow, this lovely like PR package, and it says, "Welcome to the God Game. Are you ready to play?" So I've been really into St. Martin's thrillers a lot recently. I think what was described to me was that this book was similar to Ready Player One, and it's just about like the technology world and games. Very dark thriller that focuses on the obsession of virtual reality. So the next package that I received is actually from Harlequin, but it is the gorgeous, gorgeous book from Mona Schroff called And Then, Now, and Always. And I don't know anything about this book except for this book is gorgeous and I love it. And I can already tell from the characters on the cover that it is people of diversity, and I love it. It's about Maya Rowe and her dreams come true by opening a bakery in New York City. This is a second chance romance novel, so I'm excited to see if this book is going to make me cry, because second chance romance novels are usually very emotional, and hopefully like I really enjoy this one. So the next novel that I have is actually from Amazon as well, and I purchased this book because I wanted to meet my shipping order, and I saw this book for cheap, so I decided to pick it up. It is Molly Harper's And One Last Thing. Now, Molly Harper has written a lot of novels actually, but her novels don't look like this. So she's been a very long time writer, and I thought this book looked gorgeous and it looks super cute. So the next novel that I have is actually The Plus One by Sophie Money Coates, and this book actually came out this year, and I really wanted to buy this book when I was in Chapters Indigo because I saw it and I was like, I've never seen this book before. What is it about? So this is the story of Polly, and Polly is just turned 30. She is single, she is fierce, she is loving it, she has a great job, she has a great life, but she doesn't have a significant other, and she's not going to let that drag her down. So she's a journalist, and she wrote a column about a very famous person named Jasper, and now Jasper is in her life, and definitely she won't fall for Jasper. So I want to see how this UK comedy plays out, and I want to see if it's going to be very funny and hilarious. So I believe this is the last package that I received from Book Depository, and it's the last book that I bought during my book binging, but it is Hot Mess by Lucy Vine. And now Lucy Vine is another romantic comedy author that I have yet to try, but I have seen her on Book Depository, and that's why I want to give her a shot. So the last like package like this I received is actually from HarperCollins Canada, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys kind of already know what kind of books that I got, and I got 4 of the biggest releases in the early parts of 2020, and I'm so excited for them. I can't believe I actually got them all. When the person I was working with on HarperCollins told me that I would be getting all the books, I actually just like fist pumped in the air, and I was in the middle of the street downtown getting lunch, which was very weird. These are all the books that I received. So let's go by one. So I got Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey, and this book comes out in January 2020. I read the e-arc of this already, but I want to give it another shot and I want to read it again. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I received is Alicia Ray's Girl Gone Viral, and if you guys seen my other video previously, I kind of didn't really like The Right Swipe, and I kind of critiqued it a lot, but you know what, I want to give Alicia Ray another try, and I want to see if it's just a me thing and that's why I don't like her stories, or maybe it's a her thing and maybe that's why I don't like her stories. The next book that I have is The Worst Best Man by Mia Soso, and this book is, I don't know if this one is her first debut novel or not. So this novel is about a girl named Lena, and Lena is a wedding coordinator. She is responsible for making the biggest weddings of the city happen, and she has to work with the best man of a very prestigious wedding that she is in charge of, and she absolutely hates the best man. So this is a very enemies to lovers romance, and it's a very love-hate relationship. So the last book that I got from HarperCollins is from Mahari McFarlane, and I always say her name wrong, so I'm so sorry, but it's If I Never Met You. And now it's really funny because the book publicist before gave me her previous novel and I didn't really like it, but she really loved it, and then now when I received the second novel, she's like, please read this novel first and please give her another try. So I made a promise to her that if I read this book and I enjoyed it, I'm gonna go back and reread the first book that she's written. So that is it for all the books and packages that I've received, and also all the books that I've got from my friends. I actually have 2 packages left from Chapters Indigo, but I'm probably gonna do another haul of those because this video is very long already, and also the previous haul that I uploaded, I actually had to cut it in half because there was a lot of books to show you. So I'll just make another video for it, but until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye. Can't let you go. I can't let you go, no. 우리 운명 저 다음 걸어겠죠.